In this video, we are going to see how to render an image in Showcase. You can render with or without a camera. Rendering without a camera will render the image exactly at the same size as your viewport. So this view here will be your final image size, and it won't have any effect at all. If you want to have a custom image size with some effects, such as depth of field, saturation, and more, it will be better to use a camera. Moreover, using a camera will allow you to save the position of your view. For example, we will render at this position, and to add a camera, you just press Alt-C, or you can click on this button. That's it, I put a camera. Now you can see that camera 1 is the active camera. In the Scene tab, there will be a camera row with a round yellow icon to represent the active camera. You can lock the camera by clicking here, and your camera won't move. This yellow rectangle represents the area that is going to be rendered. You can change the size by selecting your camera, and when you look at the details, you can see save area. The save area is the parameter to change the rendered area. You can change the dimension to what you need. And if you want to center more easily your object, you have here some guides. To activate the depth of field, just go to details, and in the lens settings, enable depth of field. If you want to have a more visible depth of field, just set the aperture to a low value. Here I will put 1 to make it obvious. Maybe something a bit more exaggerated, like 0.5. And now we will put the autofocus on. So if we move our object, the autofocus will be set automatically to the center of the view. We can also set the point of focus manually. So let's get the camera, and we deactivate the autofocus, and we choose the location. And now we can choose where to focus. I will put back the aperture to 2. For the camera, I can also change some effects. I can also add some bloom effects. I can change the exposure. And many other parameters, such as the saturation, the contrast, and more. All these settings are also available for the whole scene. They are available here in the Post-Process tab. All these settings are global, and when you select your camera, you will have the same settings, but they will only affect the selected camera. Now that your camera is set up, we can finally render. To render your camera, click here, or press Ctrl R or Command R on Mac. Choose your location, enter the name, and save. And your image is rendering. Now, let's put some cameras. In some cases, you will need to have many views of the same object. So, having multiple cameras will be something that will occur very often. So now that our first camera is nicely placed, we will lock it and add another one. Yeah, something like that. And the last camera, a very close view. If you don't want to render a camera, just hide it by clicking on the eye. And done. If you need to change the size of the final image, remember to change the save area setting. Once your settings are all good for you, just click here and choose a name and save. Now all the cameras will be rendered automatically for you. So that's it, guys. This is how you render an image in Showcase. See you in the next one.